At home grade prices, they'll deliver and set it up and save you up to $500 over the competition. And with brand names like Power Plate, Life Fitness, Hoist, and Bodycraft, you'll have quality equipment that lasts. Financing is available. Quality's guaranteed. Huntsville Fitness Equipment, 7540 South Memorial Parkway or fitnesszone.com.
The Saddle Up for St. Jude Trail Riding Concert is July 15th, 16th, and 17th. And the 25th year is going to be the biggest ever. Thursday, July 15th, Shenandoah. Friday, July 16th, T. Graham Brown. And Saturday, July 17th, the legendary Clint Black. Every night is a Saturday night and everything's right. 22 number one hits. Over 20 million records sold. It won't be long for my ship comes in. Here I come. Saddle Up for St. Jude, July 15th, 16th, and 17th at Gardner Farm in Tuscumbia. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite and saddleupforkids.org. That's Saddle Up, the number 4, kids.org for tickets and a complete weekend schedule.
This is an Alabama legacy moment.
The famous goal line stand, one of the most celebrated moments in Alabama sports history. The Tide was leading the 1979 Sugar Bowl when Penn State moved the ball to within 10 inches of the goal line. Barry Krause and Marty Lyons leaped over the pile to stop Nittany Lions running back Mike Gooman and preserve the Tide's victory. The win handed Coach Paul Bear Bryant his 5th national championship.
Sponsored by the Alabama Bicentennial Commission, the ABA, and this station.
This is an Alabama legacy moment.
Olympian Jesse Owens dominated the 1936 Olympics with 4 track and field gold medals in the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash, the long jump, and the 4x100-meter relay. The Lawrence County native dominated track and field from a young age, while in college at the Big Ten Championships, Owens set 3 world records and tied a 4th in less than 1 hour. Owens is widely remembered as the nation's greatest Olympian.
Sponsored by the Alabama Bicentennial Commission, the ABA, and this station.
Hey, Zone listeners, Jonathan Dunwoody here with Minuteman Press. I wanted to tell you a little bit about one of the great services we offer. We offer solo direct mail pieces. I personally have been doing solo direct mail for about 10 years now, so I consider myself an expert. We recently took over mailing for one of our new clients to their customer base and saved them over $1,200 per mailing in postage costs alone. We did it for them, and we can help almost any business cut down on mailing and or printing costs. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama.
Alabama!
Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Right now, Wimbledon men's quarterfinals. Novak Djokovic has beaten Martin Fucsovics in straight sets. Karen Khachanov and Denis Shapovalov tied at 2 sets apiece. Live coverage continues on ESPN TV and ESPN2. Aaron Rodgers still not tipping his hand about his future. Rodgers, when asked during the Match Golf charity event yesterday if he'd be the Packers quarterback when the season starts, he sidestepped the question from TNT announcers twice. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst has said he has no plans to trade Rodgers, who reportedly wants out. England-Denmark face off in the Euro 2020 semis today, 3 Eastern, ESPN TV and ESPN+.
Be your own hotspot with Straight Talk's Ultimate Unlimited plan. Get 10 gigs of hotspot data for just $55 a month. All on America's largest, most dependable networks. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Scattered showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms are going to be possible all afternoon. That activity is going to continue into the evening. May even be talking about a couple of scattered showers as we head into the overnight and then early into your Thursday morning. From there, scattered showers will remain possible through a good chunk of Thursday afternoon. Only expecting temperatures to climb into the upper 70s and lower 80s, dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s through the overnight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo.
I want that money!
You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Who wants coffee? Anybody want coffee?
Can you get me off the hook? Roll type C.
The tire is tired.
He ain't good looking, but he sure ain't shy. He's
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Tide and Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Testosterone high today. Yeah, Tom's a man, he's got the plan, he's really got it made. What a wife he's got, she's smoking hot, check out the junkyard babe. When everything is said and done, no one can beat his show. He's a high-tech redneck, Tony Soprano. If you love sports without the fluff, he's got the master plan. Cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham, yeah.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
It must be Wednesday. I called it hump day.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Let's guess what today is.
Hump day! At least I think it's hump day. Yeah, it's hump day, isn't it? It's like a short hump day today in the doghouse. Welcome in, everybody. We are truncated today since the Braves are coming up with some afternoon baseball, trying to salvage one game in Pittsburgh. My God, the Pittsburgh come into this series on a 6-game losing streak, and at 30-53, the third worst record in the entire Major League Baseball. And they win the first 2 games of the series. Atlanta gets a great start from Ian Anderson, and the bats go dead again. And then they walk in the winning run in the bottom of the ninth. I mean, it's just brutal. Pirates starter Chad Cole had come in with a 1-5 record and an ERA near 5. And all the Braves can muster is 4 hits and 1 run off the guy in 6 innings. So today, the Braves will throw Drew Smyly 6-3 against another 1-5 pitcher, Will Crow. 11:20. We'll get you started there. So that's coming up in the next hour. How about Chris Paul and Devin Booker last night becoming the third set of teammates to each score 25 points in their finals debut since 1980. Who were the other two? Oklahoma City's Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Yeah, they played together, along with James Harden, and couldn't win. In 2012, Durant and Westbrook did it. And Shaq and Penny Hardaway did it in 95. Has anybody seen the 30 for 30, that Magic moment when the Magic got the 2 ping pong balls and picked first and second, something like that, in the draft, and they picked Shaq and Penny Hardaway? It looked like they were going to be great for years. They got whacked. They won the Eastern Conference title, and they were the number 1 seed, and they were all cocky. They were acting like they had already won the NBA championship. The Houston Rockets were the defending champions. The Magic were the 1 seed. So game 1 of the final was in Orlando. The Magic had this huge lead in the game, 15, 18-point lead, something like that, and Houston came back and beat them and then won the series. Next thing you know, Shaq is in L.A., Penny. I'm telling you what, I saw those guys play live twice. If you're old enough to remember, Penny Hardaway, for a minute, looked like Magic Johnson. Penny Hardaway was the best guard in basketball for a minute. It was unbelievable. And Shaq, I'm talking about skinny Shaq. Shaq running the floor, Shaq, the athletic Shaq. Not the cartoon character Shaq. I'm talking about the original Shaq. Oh, my gosh. I mean, those guys, if they could have, with Brian Hill as their coach, if they could have kept that thing together, oh, my gosh. Anyway, the Suns win game 1 last night. But look, credit the Suns' free throw shooting. They were 25 of 26 from the line, Giannis. But look, the Greek Freak did go for the Bucks. Remember, he was ruled out, and then he was ruled unlikely or doubtful or whatever they call it. And then he played 35 minutes. So I credit him for that. I do. I absolutely credit him for that. He had 20 points. But the Haka Greek was in full force as Giannis was sent to the line 12 times, and he made just 7. How many times did he miss the front end of a one-on-one? A lot of dead points there. I don't know what they're going to do. What do you do? I mean, can you not? What are you going to do? Look, no one else for the Milwaukee Bucks took more than 5 free throws. I mean, that was the whole plan. Hack the Greek. That was it. The match at Moonlight Basin in Montana, kind of anticlimactic last night. Anybody watch? I watched the whole thing. Thank God I had it on the DVR. I had it on the DVR. I had an appointment. It started at 4:30. I was like in and out, so it took me all night to watch the thing. Watched a couple of episodes of FBI Most Wanted with my wife in the middle of the night. Well, I say in the middle of the, from 8 to 10, then got back to it. The biggest star there was the setting. The course and the setting. It was just stunning. I mean, unbelievably beautiful. They had a par 5 that was 777 yards and had a 280-yard drop in elevation. And if you could carry the ball 300 yards, and in that thin air, these guys were all hitting it a mile. If you could carry the ball 300 yards, it would catch the slope where the 280-yard drop was. They thought that Bryson DeChambeau was going to hit a 500-yard drive there. He tried. He swung out of his cleats twice and basically hit it in the junk. And you don't go into junk to find it there. They had bears and moose. I mean, Montana. I have never been to Montana. If there's a place that I'd like to go, it would be Montana. I'm afraid to go to Montana because I'm afraid if I go to Montana or Wyoming, I might not come back. Because I got a Western soul a little bit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I grew up on a horse farm. I'm afraid I might not come back. The only saving grace is it's cold as the hubs of hell out there in the, most of the year. It's beautiful right now for a minute. I don't like the cold. I don't even like the cold here. Wouldn't like the cold there. Just need to go visit and stuff. And the other part about it is they don't have any bass lakes, really. I mean, I need to be where the bass are. So I'm a Southeasterner through and through. I'm a Southerner, no doubt about it, through and through. Going all the way back to 1978. Anyway, on this 777-yard par 5, Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau hit driver 7-iron on the green in 2. Driver 7-iron. Rodgers hit a drive that was over 450 yards in that thin air down the hill. And then they had 260 left in or something, and DeChambeau hit 7-iron. It was nuts. There were some great shots. There was no doubt about it. There were some great shots in the thing, early on especially. But Rodgers was just absolutely cash money on the greens. I mean, cold is ice. He just was amazing on the greens. Made everything he looked at. And he and DeChambeau won 3 up with 2 to go over Phil and Tom Brady. But the chatter was kept to a minimum. There wasn't really a lot of chatter. With all the trash talk on Twitter and everything else, there really was not a lot of talk. The show went way too long. Had all kinds of goofy interviews, stopping play. This thing should be recorded and packaged into a 3-hour show at most. We don't need to see these guys driving their golf cart in between shots. And all of the it's not good. Don't like it. Don't like it. All right. Phone lines are open. And they're going to be open the entire first hour of the show. I got some explosive things I want to get into. I want to hear from you. Feel free to jump in right now. 256-576-4977. Digital Doghouse is available. Twitter feed, Tom Abraham Show. Facebook is Tom Abraham Show. Text window 732-9TA Show. 732-982-7469. Great way to communicate with the show. The Zone is on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, at 97.7 ESPN, where you can watch the show as well. Our YouTube channel is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. It's new. Like it, subscribe it. If you think you've already done that, you haven't. You need to check it out. Go to 977ESPN.com and you get links to all of that, including our great zone deals. I mean, we have some incredible zone deals that are going on and others that are coming up. Bad Daddies is up there, and we have the Metro Diner, very popular, coming up this weekend. Coming up on Friday, Metro Diner. Stay on top of that. Coming up at the top of the 11, a Caray's Corner segment with the Trash Pandas' Josh Caray. As we'll talk a little baseball with him leading into the Braves game. Until then, phone lines are wide open. So get in. I'm a little disconcerted right now because I can see Grizz on the Twitch feed and on the Facebook feed. I see the Grizz there, but on my laptop, I'm not seeing him. It's kind of weird. I'm only seeing his. I'm not seeing him on the however it is that we connect that thing. So I don't know. It's just we continue to mess around with it. I know what the answer is, and it's going to be right. It'll be right by the time we get to SEC Media Days. I can guarantee you that. I won't look like I'm on the moon when we get to SEC Media Days. Promise you that. But he's over there. He's in that little glass room. He's playing with those buttons. He's like the Wizard of Oz behind the scenes.
Do you know who I am? Who in the blue hell are you? I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and pollen.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
You don't ever say that to me. Bullcrap.
There won't be any misinformation. There won't be any false statements. There won't be any hearsay.
How come there ain't no Puerto Ricans on Star Trek?
You ask me those kind of questions, it really pisses me off.
Tom, can you get me off the hook? For old time's sake.
You ask a question every week that I don't know anything about.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
You do what everybody else in media does, just create some and throw it on the wall and see what sticks.
I ain't gonna be buried. I want a taxidermist to stuff me.
Say hello to my new friend!
Grizz, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm here. I can see myself. I'm on the Twitch and the Twitter and the YouTube and
so
everything
you just
like
must be. You're not on the Zoom feed then, probably, right?
Is that yeah. I'm not going to be on the Zoom feed. No,
that's cool.
No, you're not going to see me on Zoom because I'm just trying to figure out the best way possible to keep this running, somewhat smoothly.
Yeah, to get it like I'm not looking like I'm on the moon or something like that.
And then it's funny because it's like when it goes slow and then all of a sudden it stops. And then it tries to come back again, and it goes really, really fast. So it looks like you look like a cartoon or something, like you're going really fast, talking or moving, But no, it'll get better.
I had a rough night, man. I had a rough night. I don't know what crawled into my stomach. These things
Taco Bell. Late night Taco Bell.
No, there was, and that's the thing. There wasn't. I ate well yesterday, but it started yesterday, shortly after the meeting, is when it started.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's shortly after the meeting is when things started to churn in the gut, and I had dinner at Highway 55 in Fayetteville. Oh God, that place is so good. And all I had was chicken strips. You know what I mean? I mean, they were like Baumhauer's chicken strips, but they were chicken strips, and they were so that was innocuous. And then I went home. I had a little snack. When I went home, maybe a little Italian bread or something, but it something was working out, and I was up every hour and a half on the hour and a half. And the thing is, you ever feel like you got a yak? You know what I mean? Where you got to take the Technicolor yawn, and you feel like you need to puke, man. And then you feel better immediately afterwards. Yep. It's like, oh God, it feels so much better. It's like you get rid of whatever bug that you had. That's how I felt. but I couldn't shake the thing.
So you were just sitting there dry heaving, and it wasn't making it any better?
No, it wasn't even heaving. There was nothing. It was just like it felt like it was like there. Like, okay, any minute now I'm about to yak. And then nothing. And I couldn't even get in it. And so it was like I felt sick to my stomach all night. And, that was the deal. So it was a long, long night. And, I was up, like I said, every hour on the hour. And I ended up sleeping in this morning. I didn't get out of the rack this morning until I think it was 7. Oh,
wow.
It was like the middle of the day,
That's how I felt on Monday and Friday not being here. I still woke up at 6, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm not at work. You don't have to go to work today.
Am I the only one that wakes up earlier on a weekend than I do during the workday?
I rival you.
I'm so excited about the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a lot of Saturdays I fish. So the only thing that makes a man who gets up at 6 o'clock every morning get up at 4 is to go fishing. You know what I mean? On a Saturday, and I have a hard time sleeping in on the weekend.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I've always been like that. I guess I have an old soul because I'm like my grandfather. I'm up at like 5:30 every morning, even on the weekends. It's like I know that I could get my sleep in. I know I could sleep longer, but no, I'll get up at 5:30 like normal. That's when my alarm clock goes off, and that's when I'm up.
It is the absolute best time of day. Crack of dawn is without doubt. Sunrise, without doubt, is the best time of day. No questions asked about it. I love the peace, the quiet. I get a little time with God like that in the morning. I feel like that's the best time for all of that stuff. Crack of dawn is the best time of day, no doubt about it. Buggy hit the text window. I was a huge Magic fan in the 90s. I thought that we were on our way with Shaq and Penny, Nick Anderson, and Dennis Scott. We got shut down by the Bulls, and then the next year we get Horace Grant. I figured it was a mortal lock that we're going to win the championship, and the Rockets. And that traitorous Shaq went to L.A. and the Magic. And so they got those two guys. And then from then on, it was amazing. For a minute, it was amazing. All right, let me talk to you. I spun it around. You know what I mean? I had it going from one end, but I never got it going from the other end. And I felt like I needed to, And if I would have, maybe I would have felt better. I don't know.
Man, whoever gets a chance to talk about the Bubble Guts live radio, that's crazy. But
yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember.
I'm just saying, you're the one that was in a bathroom during one of our shows.
Okay,
all right, so I can embarrass you if I want.
Oh, that's right, Jay, with the infamous moment from the bathroom. Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, he thought he forgot.
God.
He thought we forgot.
No, I didn't forget. I'll never forget that. He was like, when you called in the other day, what was you doing? I told him straight up.
Knew immediately when I heard the bloop.
Splash.
Hey, it's nature. You can't have any shame in your game like that.
You got that right. That's what I try to tell my wife when I get a little gassy. I try to tell her, I say, honey, it's human nature. My gut will explode. I mean, she's like, stop that. And I'm like, it's human nature. What am I supposed to do?
Man, I had a girlfriend that used to Dutch oven me for fun. Be like, man, look, get out of here.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
It's not good.
No.
But, yeah, that game was, spectacular last night. I think we're just figuring out that Phoenix really has a big three.
They got an old big three, though. I mean, what's amazing here, I feel so good for Chris Paul because this is 16 years in the coming. You know what I mean? And I feel so good for – I think maybe this is his brother. This may not even be Chris Paul. This may be his brother from the Allstate commercial, you know what I mean, or whatever that commercial, the State Farm commercial. He's got his brother working on it. I feel really good for him. This is a short-lived thing because the guy's like a million years old. But right now, they got a big three.
Yeah, right now they have a big deal. I mean, they just got one veteran, but the rest of that team is babies. I mean, Aiden is 22.
Yeah, he's good.
What's the other guy? The number one
Booker.
Booker. I think he's 22.
Yeah, he's young too. Yeah.
So it's like, dude, this ain't going away. Like, it's almost like the changing of the guards because LeBron up there, and the other people is up there in age. And I don't know. This is the weirdest year, but I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, and I never ask a question of the listener, okay? But I'm going to ask you a question because I want to get your take on it. I didn't get this in before you called, and you might have called about it. Are you familiar with the Rachel Nichols story and what's going on there?
No.
Okay, so Rachel Nichols has been pulled off of all the NBA coverage because a year ago, during the pandemic, Rachel Nichols was talking to one of her advisors, who is actually like LeBron James's agent, and there was a camera that she had set up in her home studio was still running for some reason. She had done a hit on ESPN. The camera was running. Anyway, so she calls, and she had been replaced on the NBA Countdown show by Maria Taylor. And she said nothing against Maria Taylor, but I feel like, ESPN has a diversity problem, and they're using, I'm the victim of this. She says, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, basketball. But if you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me or taking my things away. So anyway, so now Maria Taylor has a red ass for Rachel Nichols. Rachel Nichols basically saying that, look, we're both women, but you went with her over me because she's black and I'm white and you have a diversity issue. Nothing against Maria Taylor. So anyway, Rachel, this was a year ago. So this video turned out it was captured and uploaded at ESPN, and a bunch of employees saw it, and now a private conversation, and she has been punished, okay, and pulled off of all the NBA coverage. She's not going to do the sidelines for the NBA Finals. Now, wait a minute. A week ago, Jalen Rose said that Kevin Love was a token on the Olympic basketball team. On the air, he said that. Nothing happened. They didn't do anything. And he was allowed to call him a white token.
No, I remember, who was it, just a week ago, who was it, Jay Williams said something stupid that didn't make sense.
Oh, he said that the new coach at the Celtics is it took them 75 years to hire a black coach. The Celtics have had more black coaches than anybody. They had the first black coach in Bill Russell. But, guys, they say stuff and nobody says anything, but yet Rachel Nichols in a private conversation saying, look, I love Maria Taylor, but I'll be damned if they're going to use her because they feel like they need diversity. And she got pulled off the coverage. What am I missing? Maria Taylor, and she gets... And they put a black dude on there, and they said, look, it's okay to have an all-white hockey team. You don't, the only reason they put that guy on the team is, tokenism. I mean, oh, my gosh, that person would be fired. Whoever said it, Barry Melrose said that, he'd be fired.
No, I look at it like this. I mean, it's the Olympics. You know what I mean? We're America, so, yeah, we do want to show diversity. You know what I mean? So, yeah, throw Kevin Love up there. I mean, but you could have... Well, I'm getting ready to say Chris Porzingis. That dude ain't even American. But, it's like, yeah, I don't mind it, though, because, I mean, the last man on the bench or whatever is not going to get up and play that much. So I don't, I really don't mind that, but I just know truthfully, I'd be pissed off if the shoe was on the other foot. But yeah. I don't know. It's take the politics out of my sports.
Yeah. Well, I wish they would, but we can't get them to because they keep doing crap like this.
Well, we just went through a crappy year, man, and it's like, I don't know.
All right, man. Appreciate
man. You guys take it easy.
Ray Dog, stay there. I got to get a break, and I'm way over time, but I want to hear from you on the other side of this break. Greg Popovich said this. He said, we thought Kevin Love was a perfect person to play against people like Rudy Gobert to get them out of the lane. Greg Popovich said Tuesday after day one of the training camp in Las Vegas, spreading the court is very important, and depending on what happens, he could be very valuable. Popovich pointed out there's no such thing as a defensive 3-second violation in international play, so Gobert, the reigning NBA Defensive Player of the Year, can stand there with his 7'1" body, arms outreached like a tree trunk for however long the Americans have the ball, which is essentially what he did when Team France stunned the U.S. at the 2019 FIBA World Cup quarterfinals in China. So it's not like there isn't a reason. But I guess, Grizz, that probably Greg Popovich doesn't know as much about basketball as Jalen Rose.
Or Jay Williams.
I mean, Pop All he's won is, 4 championships, 5, championships, something like that. But he probably doesn't know as much as Jalen, Rose, and forget Jay Williams, because, his account got hacked. I mean, come on.
Jay Williams saying
Sure.
his account got hacked, but if you go listen to him sometimes, his takes are a little off. It's just
Awful.
it's kind of difficult to listen to sometimes.
All right, let's get a break. When we come back, phone lines are open the rest of the hour. Raydog is up first. I got this Miami NIL deal where basically the team has been put on the payroll is hilarious, and we'll get into more. It's coming up next right here. Thom Abraham Show, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This Action Update is brought to you by Keeps. Tired of losing your hair? Get 50% off for your first order at Keeps.com/VSiN. Keeps.com/VSiN.
After the Suns took Game 1 of the Finals over the Bucks, they are favored again in Game 2 tomorrow night. The Suns -5.5 at home. The over-under 221. It's the third straight series the Bucks have dropped Game 1. Tonight, the Lightning hosting the Canadiens in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Lightning favored to win the Cup tonight at -235 on the money line. Montreal at +195. The over-under 5. Updated odds for the trilogy fight between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier at UFC 264. McGregor comes in the underdog for the main event at +105. Poirier, the winner the last time they faced each other, at -125.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Ann Adams. Ann, I understand you have some exciting news.
Yes, Wes, I do. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services was just recognized in the 30th annual Harris Poll Equitrin as the Real Estate Agency Brand of the Year and the most trusted real estate brand.
That is awesome news, Ann. Great companies in Huntsville, Alabama, winning awards is what we want. Is it a great time to list your home?
Yes, it is. The inventory is low and the market is heating up.
And I understand you're also looking for agents.
I am. We are so busy, Wes, we need agents to keep up with the demand.
Ann Adams and Rise Real Estate has been doing business in North Alabama for the last 35 years. If you want to do business with someone you can trust, she has been writing contracts since she was 9 years old. Call Ann today at 256-337-2625.
Two Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. Two Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at twomaidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. Two Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning.
Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true.
Long time. And the best way to do it is get your rig serviced at Woody Anderson Ford. Their service department is second to none. And if you unfortunately have had a wreck or something like that, the body department is fantastic as well. So check out Woody Anderson Relay. Let me find it here. I know I got it here somewhere in this mess. Let me tell you exactly what it was that Maria Taylor said. She said specifically, I wish, or what Rachel Nichols said about Maria Taylor. She said, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She was on a private phone call, talking to an advisor of hers, all right? She said, who happens to be LeBron James's agent. Adam Mendelssohn is that guy's name. Anyway, she said, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football. She covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you are feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me or taking my thing away. Close quote. That was what she said. She didn't say that Maria Taylor was a token. She didn't say that Maria Taylor didn't deserve this. She said that if you're going to do this because of your crappy diversity record, that's all she said. Happened at all when I was on the mountain?
Nah.
No.
Nothing.
No.
They've been on vacation. Some of them have. Jay Williams and Keyshawn been on vacation all week. So we hadn't even seen Jay all week.
Ray Dog, he's looking for his Twitter account. Ray Dog is up. Ray Dog, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm all right. You know, when I heard this story, my immediate thoughts were two places. One, how dare someone twist this into it being a racial thing? But if you look at ESPN's record the last 5 years, that was always going to happen. And two, if Charles Barkley did that exact same thing to TNT because they wanted to hire Kevin Love for the studio, no one says a word.
You know, Barkley's going to be on the hockey coverage. What if Barkley? What if Barkley said Barkley's going to be on the hockey coverage? What if somebody said they're only putting Barkley on the hockey coverage as a token to try and bring, you know, African American viewers in? Which, by the way, I think is genius. You know, using Charles Barkley on some level during the. By the way, Charles Barkley was very instrumental in Wayne Gretzky going to TNT, and they had Gretzky on that match last night, on the golf tournament last night, and Barkley and Gretzky talked about that. That Barkley had a lot to do with Gretzky getting that gig. But what if someone said, "Oh hell, they're only putting Barkley in the studio to as a token black. You know, they got to have a black guy in there." What if Gretzky said that, or somebody else said that? How long would they last? Do you think?
I would like to think Gretzky got that gig in part because his son-in-law is one of the best players in the world.
No, I'm talking about he's going to be on the TNT hockey coverage is what I'm talking about. Gretzky, Barkley went to bat for Gretzky to be on the TNT, to be in the TNT studio for the NHL on TNT coming up this fall.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and Gretzky,
your point.
Yeah, and what Gretzky was saying, or what Barkley was saying, is that Gretzky could be like the Charles Barkley of the NHL on TNT. So he went to bat for him. But Barkley's a huge hockey fan. He's a big Tampa Bay Lightning fan. And Barkley is going to be involved as a guest, a random guest, in the hockey coverage on TNT. But nobody is saying that Barkley's only being in, he doesn't know anything about hockey. He's just a token black guy. Are you kidding me? It'd be ridiculous to say that. He loves hockey.
He's also entertaining.
He's entertaining, and he loves the game. You know? Why do we got to always make it about race? That's what I don't understand. And the thing is that she said what she said. Jalen Rose said what he said. And they got treated totally. One was non-national TV. The other was in a private conversation. And the one in the private conversation that was actually saying kind things about Maria Taylor, you know, he didn't say anything nice about Kevin Love. He didn't say, you know, Kevin Love is a great basketball player who's had a tremendous career, but they only put him on this team because of tokenism. He didn't even say that. He just said, what's Kevin Love doing on this team? It's okay to have an all-black basketball team. You know, like we haven't had that before.
I'll do you one better. Who remembers Stephen A. Smith dropping the N-word on ESPN's air?
Oh, yeah.
How much money did he get?
$10 million. No doubt.
And when ESPN said, "Okay, look, we got to fix this. We got to make an apology," he didn't actually apologize for saying the word.
No.
Stephen A. Smith told the public, "You misunderstood me because I am from New York and I speak fast."
Yeah. Double standard, man. Appreciate you, Ray Dog. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, man.
Kevin Love is on the team because of tokenism. Don't be scared to make an all-black team representing the United States of America. I'm disappointed by that.
He's disappointed by that. And Rachel Nichols was disappointed that she lost her job to Maria Taylor because ESPN has a lousy diversity record.
Doesn't seem that way.
But you mean that ESPN has a lousy diversity record? Well, they're scrambling. I mean, they're yeah, it does seem like it's, you know, pretty
You go
balanced.
look at most of the radio shows right now. I mean, come on. Like, we can't even – I mean, look at most of the TV shows that are on there.
Yeah.
Jalen Jacoby.
Well, especially in their basketball coverage.
I mean, come on. Like, what more diversity do you need within your program? Like, I'm confused by that.
She made this comment over a year ago, but her point was basically almost the same, except for she was positive about Maria Taylor's talent. She just said, "It's like, why are you taking away my thing because you have a lousy diversity record?" Now, I don't know. Maybe they did it on merit. Is Maria Taylor better at that job than Rachel Nichols was? I thought Rachel Nichols was really good on Inside the NBA Countdown show.
So what was what was Lebitard over? Like, did he just get done with ES? They were just done with him, or was that just kind of like, oh no, we can't have any more diversity within our program?
No. What happened with Lebitard was very clear. Lebitard, they let Lebitard. Lebitard had 5 guys on his payroll there.
Yeah. He got rid of one of them or something.
And they got rid of his producer. And Lebitard said, if you're getting rid of my producer, I'm leaving. And they said, don't let the screen door hit you on the ass on the way out.
Yeah.
Lebitard walked, and they let him walk. So that was it. That was his decision. Although Lebitard is he's Hispanic. Yeah. So he's Cuban. So in his, he looked at himself as being a person of color, on the airwaves, TV and radio for ESPN. I don't understand why it's a big deal. I don't care that Ernie Johnson is the only white guy on Inside the NBA. It doesn't bother. I don't care.
He's a nice medium, though. He is a nice medium, though.
Well, I don't care that I don't view him as being there for balance. I don't view him as being there for anything else. You can't have an all black panel in the Inside the NBA. I don't care. I don't even look at that. I don't care. Ernie Johnson is a quality, talented guy, and the reason you got Kenny the Jet, who is talented and funny.
Yeah.
A great foil for Chuck Barkley. Charles Barkley is a superstar, absolute superstar. And, by adding Shaq, you get the humor of Shaq. Shaq was always destined to be this guy. And here's the reality. You look at the NBA. If you want to put NBA players on a show like that, chances are they're going to be black because 80% of the NBA is black, and the white guys in the NBA speak German or something. You know what I mean? To most of the Europeans. I mean, it's just the way it is. So for somebody to get one of those jobs, it's just the pool. I always talk about the pool when they talk about coaching candidates for college football or for whatever. I always talk about, the pool. You got to keep building up the pool. Well, the pool to pull from to put former NBA players on these shows, that pool is predominantly African American. And so what? So what? I don't look at it and say, oh, wait a minute. I can't watch this show. There's no white dude on the show. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. But they want to keep doing this. And then ESPN craps down their leg by busting Rachel Nichols for saying something that was less offensive than what Jalen Rose said. Does it make any sense? What I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm all on board though for who is on the TNT show. I'm fine with that inside the NBA.
Care.
I'm fine with that. Just don't ever put Dwayne Wade or Draymond Green on that show ever again because they are so bad and they're so difficult to listen to. It's like, dude, you used to play in the league and you can't talk basketball. That's sad. It's like you're in the league right now and you can't talk basketball.
Did you see with the Miami NIL story? I mean, this Dan Lambert. I mean, this is now at what point Dan Lambert has been a booster of the University of Miami for years, and Dan Lambert has basically done a fundraiser to raise money to put every single Miami Hurricane scholarship player, all 90 players
that
are on scholarship at the University of Miami, give them a monthly payment of $500 a month to advertise the gyms on social media. His gym is America Top Team. There's great training facilities and all this other kind of stuff. It could be as much as $540,000, when it's all said and done. Now, the ESPN story said this is the largest reported sum for college sports endorsement deal since the NIL took place. Now, that's not true because we saw the other kid got $2 million. Okay, the Hersey Miller got $2 million. But The point is, this is now you're like, oh, wait a minute. Are you telling me that area businessmen in Tuscaloosa or on the plains, the area businessmen could get together and do a fundraiser and raise a bunch of money? And how much could they pay every player on the team? Basically, you're going to own the team. They're going to become your employees. They're going to pay every player on the Alabama team $1,000 a month. And then what does that do to recruiting? Players around the country are going to know, if I go to Miami, right off the bat, I get $500 a month from this guy. I mean, this is. I don't know that this is what was intended. Getting a little dicey. All right, we got to get a break. We'll come back. Wrap up hour number 1. Josh Carey's coming up top of the hour. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
With an impressive roster of explosive young superstars and the reigning MVP, the Atlanta Braves are showing the East what they're made of.
1-1 on the way. He connects it. It's a high fly ball to deep right field, way back towards the seats, and this ball is gone!
Your new home of the Atlanta Braves.
Hit high in the air to deep right center field. We are tied!
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner of University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Madison Academy football. And a quick shout out to my son, Avery Seaton, number 19. Stop into University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including our all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and the sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com to view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see you in the Kia. Go Mustangs!
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed precision overhead garage door service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked the reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision overhead garage door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision overhead garage door service. Call 256-400-4500.
Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
It's kicked. Waddle from the 1 to the 5. Cuts left of the 10. Stays left of the 15. Up the middle 20. He'll cut to the outside 25, 30. He gets outside the contain. Down the left sideline. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Alabama. 99 yards on the kickoff return by one of America's most impressive kick and punt returners, Jalen Waddle. Touchdown, Alabama. Here's a 3rd and 10 from the 45. Dropping back Abraham. Dropping down Abraham. Covered up by 3 guys, Abraham. And that's the 2nd sack of the day.
Every touchdown from the Crimson Tide Sports Network. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Scattered showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms are going to be possible all afternoon. That activity is going to continue into the evening. May even be talking about a couple of scattered showers as we head into the overnight and then early into your Thursday morning. From there, scattered showers will remain possible through a good chunk of Thursday afternoon. Only expecting temperatures to climb into the upper 70s and lower 80s, dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s through the overnight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. From today's headlines to the guests you want to hear from.
Who wants to party?
Listen in and join in. Weekday afternoons starting at 5. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
segment of Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by TOC Sports. Just like Woody Anderson Ford can fix your car, TOC Sports can fix your body. They do a great job down there. If you've been injured in any way, shape, or form, it doesn't have to be a sports injury. It could be a work injury or any kind of injury like that, or you got a soreness in a part of your body you're a little bit concerned about. You go to TOC and they check you out. Most problems are taken care of through different kinds of therapies and so on. They're not, it's not like everything is a surgical procedure. But if you do need a surgical procedure, their surgeons are second to none. It's the place to go. Basically, just about every high school in the area uses TOC trainers, as does Alabama A&M and the Huntsville Havoc and more. So, you got to do the same. There's a reason why it's like that. And they've been here for well over 20 years now with TOC. Now, you know what I didn't realize? There's a TOC office in Fayetteville. I was in Fayetteville a little bit yesterday afternoon, and there's actually a TOC office up in Fayetteville as well. I mean, they're spread out all over the place. It's very, very cool. All right, phone lines are open if you want to jump in, 256-576-4977. That'll get you in. Grumpy hit the text window. He says, oh, wait a minute, that was an old text from Grumpy. He says, the NCAA is allowing schools and states that don't have a law yet. Oh, that was me telling him that. He's wondering, what the other schools are doing with NIL. And basically what's happening, Grizz, is that it's open gateway all across the country. You don't have to have a deal to have a law in your state because the NCAA is now allowing it. But they're saying, you know what, you've got to stay within certain guide rails. Nobody knows what those guide rails are, but you have to have certain guide rails. And we're not really hearing about the financial implications of a lot of these deals other than one comes up like this with this guy in Miami basically putting the entire team on his payroll. That's what it is. All right, coming up next, we're talking baseball, and then we have baseball. Talk baseball with Josh Caray of the Trash Pandas. Caray's Corner is next, right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
This is an Alabama legacy moment.
Former basketball player and Hall of Famer Charles Barkley is one of Alabama's most recognizable sports stars. Nicknamed the Round Mound of Rebound and Sir Charles, the Leeds native had a remarkable basketball career with the Auburn University Tigers before embarking on a career in the NBA. Barkley also played for the U.S. Olympic basketball team in the 1992 and 1996 Summer Games. Since his retirement in 2000, Barkley has carved out a niche as a basketball analyst, author, and commentator on political and social issues. Since 2001, Auburn University, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Phoenix Suns have retired Barkley's number 34 jersey. In 2006, Barkley was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Sponsored by the Alabama Bicentennial Commission, the ABA, and this station.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Right now, Wimbledon men's quarterfinals. Novak Djokovic has beaten Martin Fucsovics in straight sets. Karen Khachanov and Denis Shapovalov tied at 2 sets apiece. Live coverage continues on ESPN TV and ESPN2. Aaron Rodgers still not tipping his hand about his future. Rodgers, when asked during the Match Golf charity event yesterday if he'd be the Packers quarterback when the season starts, he sidestepped the question from TNT announcers twice. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst has said he has no plans to trade Rodgers, who reportedly wants out. England-Denmark face off in the Euro 2020 semis today, 3 Eastern, ESPN TV and ESPN+.
Be your own hotspot with Straight Talk's Ultimate Unlimited plan. Get 10 gigs of hotspot data for just $55 a month. All on America's largest, most dependable networks. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
He's bald, he's opinionated, and he's here.
You're morally reprehensible, vulgar, insensitive, selfish, stupid. You have no taste, a lousy sense of humor, and you smell.
Listen to Feinbaum, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. Guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
ESPN.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my elbow.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And this segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by our good friends at the Rocket City Trash Pandas. They're in the middle of a nice homestand. Actually, just getting started on a nice homestand here. Tonight, it is dog toy giveaway night on Dog Night down there at the stadium. It's going to be okay. The weather's going to be okay. It seems like Wednesdays is the day that, if it does rain, that it rains. I don't understand why. But they got the dog toy giveaway. Felines and Canines annual or Animal Rescue Center sponsoring this deal. The first 500 dogs getting this dog toy giveaway. I don't know what it is. I think that Josh Caray was in charge of designing the toy or whatever it is. So we're going to ask him as he joins us now for Caray's Corner in the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Josh, was that on you to come up with the design of this little toy, whatever it is?
Nah, that was missing up. But I'll tell you what, felines and canines, they are actually one of my clients, and they do some awesome work, because what they do is, and I really want to get this word out here, Tom, They are a group that's located up in Chicago, and what they've begun to do is they've begun to spread their name down here toward the Sun Belt. And what they do is they, pick up dogs that have been abandoned or are at shelters, and they bring them in and basically work as a rescue center and, try to find homes for them throughout the country. So they're doing some outstanding work. They're not maybe as well known as some of the other rescue groups out there, but they're starting to really grow their name down here. So we're really thrilled to be a part of them.
How do people find them? Like if they want to get a hold of them, if they want to adopt a dog or a cat?
Yeah, just give them you can look them up online and give them a ring. You have to go through a pretty rigorous background because they want to make sure these animals are going to good homes. So just type in felines and canines animal rescue and go from there because I know they have one location right here in Madison, and so that would be the best place to start.
Yeah, the main location down in Owens Crossroads is where you will find them. They do have a website, fcrescuecenter.org. Okay, so felines and canines. fcrescuecenter.org is where you will find these folks, and doing a great job too. Because I know these kind of rescue centers, the no-kill rescue centers, and finding the right homes for these animals is just absolutely tremendous. But you got to go through a background check, huh? I don't know. Some of my listeners might not pass that background check. I'm just saying.
Well, look, the big thing at the end of the day is making sure they get into a good home. I mean, right. I have a dog. Do you have a dog, Tom?
I have had a dog. We just got rid of our dog recently, very, very recently, to an old man that needed a dog that was by himself. And but we have had dogs basically all my life.
Yeah, they're basically like children. They're just four-legged children. So anytime you can get these guys into a good home and make them happy, boy, it's going to make your day. So I can't tell how thrilled we are to have them a part of Trash Pandas baseball. And again, they're doing some great work. So if you come out to the game tonight, be sure you stop by the table, introduce yourselves, get to know these folks a little bit. They are doing some really outstanding things. Not just here locally, but really throughout the country, especially in the upper Midwest.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Josh Caray with us here. All right, Josh, on the Trash Pandas, drop a tough one last night, giving up those 5 runs in the ninth inning, I believe, to lose 8-6. Big crowd, 5,500 people out at the ballpark, which is fantastic to kick off this this homestand. But again, these teams are also not only are they bunched up in the standings, they're bunched up geographically so much that, this is a budding rivalry. This Montgomery Biscuit rivalry is going to be very, very good, just like with Birmingham and so on. And, a good baseball game last night, just the bully falling apart late.
Yeah, the bullpen's had a hard time. I think over the last 2 weeks they've had like a 7.5 ERA, and that's tough to watch. There were over this span, Rocket City has actually lost 11 of their last 17, and yet there were 3 games that were right in their grasp of winning, where if the bullpen can do its job, they win. And if you do that, suddenly you go from 6-11 to 9-8, and you wind up breaking a little better than even. So it's funny how this game works. But it's funny how these two teams match up. If you look at the divisions, each division has 2 really good teams, then one kind of tweener, one average ball club, and then one ball club at the very bottom. And right now, the 2 kind of average ball clubs are Montgomery and Rocket City. It's really a disappointment that we're only seeing them one time this year. We're going to see them up here. I really would have loved to have gone to their ballpark. It's just one of those weird quirks in the schedule. I would have rather have seen them than go to Tennessee one more time. Yeah. But, it's just not the way it worked out. But, it's another, fellow Alabama ball club. They're a Rays affiliate. They have a lot of talent in that system. So they are definitely a team you want to – if you have a chance to come out to the ballpark this week, this is one of the teams you want to see.
One of the guys you want to see is this David McKinnon. Talk about him a little bit. Tell us more about him. 26 years old. He's hitting almost 340 right now. Has 6 home runs and 29 stakes, but 340. I mean, in this day and age, nobody hits 340. Tell me about this kid.
He's just so smart. I mean, he's real, and if you get a chance to talk to him, you'll realize just how insightful he is. Not just about the game, but just everything. I mean, he's a good kid, smart guy to talk to. He was a soccer player at Hartford as well. Was a goalie for them. So he's a very good athlete. Knee injuries put his career on the back burner a little bit. And then of course the pandemic last year didn't help him either. I just love his game. He's never going to be a 40 home run guy. He's not going to be a slugger, but he's a slasher. I mean, he might get you 20 to 25 homers a year, but if nothing else, he's going to be a gap-to-gap doubles type of ball player, plays solid defense at first base. He's all around a really good ball player. I don't know if he will make the majors. I want him to. I'm really cheering for him. 26 years old, that's getting a little up there by AA standards. But I'll tell you what, he's making people notice, and he's making people turn their heads. So, I'll just continue to root for him and knock on wood that he gets the opportunity.
Josh Caray with us from the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Now, you're talking about bullpen 500. They go on a losing streak. I mean, the Pirates, for God's sakes, they got the third worst record in the league. You got to go to the Pirates, at least take 2 out of 3, and they're treating the Pirates like they're, National League contenders or something. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, two runs over the first 2 games. And what's frustrating, and you just mentioned it, that's the type of team that you want to see Atlanta beat up on and take advantage of, and you didn't do it. And now, I don't know if you realize, but for the season, they are 3-3 against the Bucks because they took 3 of 4 in Atlanta. So suddenly, if you lose today, now you finish with a losing record against these guys, and that's unacceptable. It does get to a point, Tom, where you start to say to yourself, maybe this just isn't the year. I don't think we're there yet because we're not at the All-Star break. But things like that really make you wonder. And I don't know what all it's going to take. There's only so much that Snitker can do. At some point, the players have to just look at themselves in the mirror and say, hey, let's get going here. And they always seem to be right on the cusp, and then they shoot themselves in the foot.
It's weird because when you looked at the lineup, it seems so loaded. And I know that Mike Soroka, and I know there were other things, with the pitching side of things. But you look at the lineup, and you didn't think there would be any night where they would go, kind of cold, and they go cold for a week at a time with the bats. You'd think they could overcome some of that stuff, and that's the part that drives you nuts. This lineup is just way too good for this to be happening this way. And you know what, Ronald Acuna, I get it. He's a great home run hitter. 275, though, for a player of his skill and his bat control, I'd give up a couple of home runs for a few more knocks.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen, not in today's day and age, unless the game changes. I was watching a game, I want to say, a week ago. I think they were in Cincinnati. And, I haven't been able to watch the Braves as closely because I've been so focused with Rocket City. But I had a chance to finally sit down and watch a game closely. I did not know half the team. And that's because of the injuries. Obviously, losing Ozuna, big issue there. And so I think losing him probably had more of an impact than maybe we all first thought. You got to realize when you got a guy like Marcell Ozuna in there, you are basically setting the table for other guys because, if Freeman comes to the plate batting second and you got Ozuna right behind him, well, suddenly now you got to pitch Freddie a little differently, or you got to pitch Ronnie differently, or you got to do the same thing to Albies. Having a big-time hitter like Ozuna in there really changes things up. And now with him out of the lineup, and it looks like he'll be out for a while, it makes things just that much harder for the hitters to acclimate. And for the opposing pitchers, there are a few more holes in the lineup. So when you look at it from that standpoint, and you see all of these rookies and all of these minor leaguers being pressed into action, you start to see where the flaws are. But it really shouldn't rely all on one player. You still got to pick yourself up, and the guys haven't done that.
You mean you didn't expect to see Orlando Arcia and Geronimo Heredia and Kevin Smith playing in the lineup? You didn't think that Kevin Smith was going to be the catcher? I mean, come on.
Yeah, shocker, I know. I mean, I looked up. I'm serious. I was watching that Cincinnati game, and those 3 guys you just mentioned, I had no clue who they were. I mean, Kevin Smith was in the Rays organization, so I think I may have heard his name in passing at one time, but that was it. I mean, I had to go online and look these guys up and say, oh, he was there. These guys were all career minor leaguers, and now you're asking them to play every day at the major league level. Well, no wonder you're struggling. I mean, if you're an opposing pitcher, you're now licking your chops because there are now holes in the lineup where there may not have been any before.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. And, I think that the d'Arnaud loss, with his injury, I think that's been a lot more significant
individual-based game than any other sport out there, and yet it's still a team sport. And you still need that team to gel. And they just haven't been able to do that because of injuries and other issues. And, I know a lot of people are angry at Snicker. If nothing else, I'm impressed with the job he's done, considering what he's had to put up with.
All right, one other Trash Panda note. People were asking me about this 2 weeks ago. I was off last week, and I forgot to ask you last time, I think. When they had the Stars throwback night, a lot of people thought they were wearing the Stars uniforms. What happened there on that deal, that they wore the Trash Panda uniforms that night?
Yeah, I thought we were going to do that too, but apparently, trying to get new uniforms stitched up like that, it's twofold. Number one. Well, so what we did was we decided to put 2,500 logos on T-shirts and just annoy you that way. So
there you go.
We'll see if we can get the fans to do a wave with all those T-shirts and just get under your skin.
I'm annoyed with the All-Star game not wearing the uniforms, the team uniforms. I think that was a terrible, terrible decision. That was one of the great traditions of the All-Star game, was seeing those teams out there with their home and away gear, and that is bothersome to me. I get annoyed by these little things.
Yeah, and you know what? The problem I have with it is if you're baseball and you're trying to market your ball clubs, show off the logos. I mean, when I was a kid growing up, I had a buddy of mine who loved the Marlins. And I always asked him, John, why do you love the Marlins? Well, I love their uniforms. I mean, that was it. And so if you showcase these uniforms, you might get a young man, a 7, 8, 9-year-old kid out there who all of a sudden becomes a fan of a team just based on that. So if you want to grow the game, showcase what you already have. You don't need the specialty jerseys. I know some people might want to pick them up, but here's the deal: if those jerseys are a flop, there's no going back. With the primary team jerseys, someone's bound to fall in love with 1 out of 30. So I don't get it, I don't understand it, but I'm not in the marketing department.
It was one of the things I always looked forward to, was seeing the guys in the Yankee gear. You know what I mean? It was just seeing, your guys in your gear, and it was kind of neat to see some couple of pinstripes out there, or to see the left side of the infield, be just Yankee guys. Yeah.
When I first got into baseball, which was 88, 89, 90, the Braves weren't very good. They always had like one guy because every team had to be represented. Right. So they would have one guy, and my entire night of watching the All-Star game was based around when our guy came in. I think in 1990. Yeah, in 1990 it was Greg Olson, the catcher. He was the All-Star rep for Atlanta, and he didn't play until like the 9th inning. And by that time there had been a couple rain delays. I was knocked out of sleep, and I was so disappointed because my whole night was based on watching him play one inning.
Yeah,
and it never
that's
happened.
Exactly right. That is exactly right. You nailed that same exact feeling. All right, I appreciate you as always. Have a great call tonight. And thanks for doing it. We'll talk again next week.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
This uniform thing is just another bad move. Baseball's been doing stuff like this. They screw up stuff all the time. But this is one of those things that is bothersome. The game will always continue to grow. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The game will always continue to do well. But, man, it always seems like they're shooting themselves in the foot on something. All right, that's going to do it for us. We have Braves baseball coming up. Are they going to win today? What do you think, Chris?
You already know. Yes, they are going to win. Go Braves.
First game of a 5-game win streak right now, starting today. All right, I want to thank Josh Caray for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, full show. I'm Tom Abraham. Braves baseball is next, right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.